that works out better than business after hours. You are much better dude. Thank you. All right, so I've been going to grand openings for a very long time. Many of us, Marie, go to grand openings all the time, and I hate them because they're long and drawn out and boring. So we're gonna make this one pretty quick because everybody's kind of here to celebrate the accomplishment of the new Sandwich Welcome Center. And I want you guys to go inside and see the beauty of it inside. So my speech will be pretty quick. I just have some people to thank, and I have a list in order. And I wanted to, first of all, thank the town of Sandwich. I know we have selectmen here. Susan James is here. David Sampson is here. Robert George is here. I wanted to thank the town. Many people forget that the town gave us this land, leased this land for us to build on this property. And that started it all off. Without that, we would not be here today. So we wanted to thank the town first and foremost for believing in this project. I know there were a lot of stalls over the years. I know there was extensions upon extensions, and eventually this is what we have to see today. So thank you first and foremost to the town. Second of all, we have our builder, Rick Anderson. Let's have a round of applause. We could tell people stories about our relationship, huh? But because it's a family audience, I'll be pretty quick. But I'm just going to give you an example of Rick. When we went through the budget process for this building, you see the beautiful chimney on top and the beautiful stone brick underneath? That was cut from the budget because we had to be under a certain amount because we only had so much money raised. Rick put it in anyway on his own dime. It's the kind of builder he is. And Rick, I'll never say anything. I mean, that's the nicest we'll ever get with our relationship. Because you guys, we can tell you stories about, what? It hasn't come. Because the biggest thing with this chamber building is Rick is used to building these buildings and paying people. We need a plumber, here's $30,000. We need a roofer, here's $100,000. Chamber World, hey, we need gravel. Can you donate it? Hey, we need a brick walkway. Can you donate that too? What else can you donate? And that's the thing with this building. I mean, Rick went out of his way all the time to get donations to make this possible. So if anybody needs a round of applause here, it's Rick. Charlene Johnson behind him. She's not only our biggest donor and made this possible. I remember our initial meeting. When I was hired by the board of directors, they said, look, you've got a pot of money. You need to decide if you're going to give that money back or if you're going to go ahead and raise some more money for this visitor center. So we decided to raise a little more money. Charlene came in. She had waited 2 years already. And we had our money. And she's like, you need to decide what's going to happen here. She said, I already know where my money is going. I'm going to take it out of the chamber and I'm going to bring it somewhere else. I'm like, and you guys know, once you give back that money, we'll never see it again. So thank you for believing in this project. And one more thing, thank you for always being the mother nature in between Rick and myself. What we used to do is when Rick got mad at me, or I got mad at Rick, which happened from time to time, we'd go to Charlene. And be like, Charlene, can you believe Rick? This is what he's doing. Or Rick would go, I can't believe these chamber people. And Charlene would be like, look, this will happen. Just believe in it. So thank you, Charlene. Lisa Kirkwood is not here today. She was our treasurer for many years. She ended up moving to Delaware to run like the whole state of Delaware, basically. But she was the one that was on this project from the beginning, making sure the financials match. She's told me many times, you've never built a building, Jay. Listen to me. So thank you, Lisa. She wasn't able to be here today, but she was awesome. Mr. Sokolis, I know you're back there. This building would not have been built without him. He donated the foundation. So I'm telling you guys that we reached a point right now, we ended up finishing on budget. Think about what wouldn't have happened if Mr. Sokolis had not donated that foundation. So thank you, sir. Pastore Excavation, all the construction guys are so stressed out right now because of the weather. We were waiting on Pastore, and he's not here, right? Have you seen Nick?
I haven't seen him.
Okay. What happened is we were waiting for him to grade And what happened is he came in and he graded. Most of you people remember the parking lot was like this for a while. We couldn't park in the front. So Pastore came in and graded, but that wasn't enough for him. He got out on a limb to donate this beautiful brick walkway, and he got Cape Cod Aggregates to donate all of this gravel. That was all stuff that Nick Pastore called these people and said, hey, is there any way you can help the chamber? And this is all stuff that made this possible. It's beautiful gravel, and we love it, and we thank Nick for that. I just wanted to say a couple words about a couple other, I know Kirby Holmes is here from Eastern Bank. Hi, Kirby. I'm not sure, next to Charlene Johnson, you were probably the one that believed in this project the most, and not only got Eastern Bank to donate a lot of money 5 years ago, but you also stepped to the plate to donate even more. And we appreciate that. A lot of the places stuck with us. It was tough because a lot of people donated like 3 or 4 years ago, and they never really thought it was going to happen. And you always believed in this project and Eastern Bank, so we thank you for that. John Kennan is here from NRG. Hi, John. NRG, just like Eastern Bank, has a room donated inside there. They believed in this project. They gave a ton of money to make this possible, and we appreciate NRG's contribution. Thank you, John. Cindy Russell, I haven't seen her. Has anybody seen Cindy Russell? Sandwich 375, when we did that 60 and 60 campaign, we didn't think we were going to make it. It started out really strong, and then it died halfway through. And Sandwich 375 stepped forward with $22,000 to complete that 60 and 60. And that was the reason why we were able to move forward. And when you go inside, you'll see all the pictures dedicated to the Sandwich 375 wall. It was unbelievable. Cape Cod Healthcare is another one. Donated $5,000 5 years ago, and then donated another $5,000 to make this possible. And I wanted to go through a couple of other, I know I said I was going to be short, but it's turning out to be pretty long, but I'll try to be quick. Anderson Framing. These are all people that donated their services. So I want you to remember this when you're building your house, or you have friends building your house. These are the people that made this possible. Amadon Wood Carving, Atlantic Design, Aubuchon Hardware. I know Dale's here. Dale, wave. There you go. Thank you. Barnstable County Sheriff's Department. I know the sheriff was on his way. I don't see him. But they were here today. This is their tent. They painted every single piece of the building, inside and out. Think of how much money that saved us. Thousands. Cape Cod Aggregates with the gravel, Conserve Group with the architecture, Glass Studio on Cape Cod, Horsley Witten, New Bedford Waste, Peter Gaboni Tree Services. He never even sent us a bill, did he?
No.
No. These people cut all these trees, never sent us a bill for this work.
It's coming. It's coming.
Out on a limb. Oh, I don't pay it now. I don't pay it anymore. Out on a limb landscaping. Ready Rooter gave us a septic system at cost. Scott Torrey Excavating. I think, bar none, he had the worst job of all. And I wanted him to be here. I don't think he's here. He did all the drainage work. So when I was down there looking at him, he was putting all these rocks. You see these rocks right here? They had to be part of the drainage system. So you have to be a puzzle maker in order to put those rocks together. So Scott Torrey Excavating did all that work that you guys don't see. Rick, he did a beautiful job and it's great, but poor Scott, he did all the work that nobody can see down there. Shamrock Landscaping, I know Tom McCarthy is here. Tom, where are you? So he gives me a lot of heat about my watering the plants and stuff, but this is a business that came to Rick and said, we want to contribute. We want to donate labor to the Sandwich Chamber project. He didn't know us, I didn't know him. Please think of him when you need landscaping services. Shepley Wood Products, Stonewood. Now Stonewood donated our stairs. If you notice how beautiful our front stairs are, that was donated. Think about how much money that cost. Paul White Wood Carving. So all the planks were done by Paul White, but the sign, the beautiful sign on Route 130 was donated. It's the most beautiful sign. And we've had hundreds of people that have stopped in because they see that sign. York Construction, Wiggins, Means Precast, and Country Gardens also donated plants for our front of our visitor center. So in addition to that, I just want to thank the plank donors. We can't thank everybody, or we'd be here forever. But we had about Peter Dubé, wave Peter. Peter's the reason Peter and Kate Babelock, my predecessor, had this vision for this building. And I think it's probably the most special for him seeing this happen. And what happened, Peter came back to us about 2 months ago and he said, you know what? I'm gonna raise a little more money. You know, you could use some money, right? If it wasn't for that money, we would not have been able to finish the project. That's how instrumental Peter's time has been to us. So please, round of applause for Peter Dubay. And before I forget, this is the last of my talking, sorry if I turned out to be that kind of grand opening person, is the volunteers. Now, we cannot afford to staff this center, and I know we have some volunteers here. I know Charlene Johnson is a volunteer, Carolyn Motter, and there's a bunch of other volunteers in here. I can't see them right now. I know Beth Friend and Jim Coogan back there. Can you guys wave? When you guys go inside the visitor center and see all the beautiful pictures that are hanging on the wall, that was Beth and Jim Coogan that did that. These are all people that did stuff for the chamber, volunteer their time every week to stay open, to keep the chamber open, and to talk to the tourists that come in, because I'm always everywhere else. And this is an incredible amount of people. I just wanted to give their names: Roger Burley, Carolyn Motta, Carol Dubay, Lynn Button, Maureen Schneider, Judy Riley, Karen Kroll, Sandra Hurst, Charlene Johnson, and Don Kreitz. And last but not least, I just wanted to say, please eat. This is a food event too. Thanks to the Clubhouse Sports Bar and Grill and to Canterbury Markets. Brian is over there, and don't forget, they're going to be moving to their new former Aubuchon location soon. And we're going to be doing a toast soon. So I just want to say thank you. It ended up being a little bit longer than I thought, sorry. But I just want to make sure I thank everybody. I'm going to hand it off to the best chair of the board ever. Total support of this building. It wouldn't have happened without him, because obviously the board needed to push this forward, and it was because of his leadership that this happened. So thank you.
Thank you. Well, we'll be very brief. But there's one person that we haven't thanked yet. When we started this project, it was Peter Dubay and Kate Davlock, and it was literally handed off. When Jay came on to this chamber as our executive director, I don't think he quite knew, well, he knew what the job entailed, but he didn't know we were really going to build a building, and that was going to end up being a good part of his job and time that was going to be taken. And for the 3 years that we've been doing this with him, it's been 5 years since we started this project, but 3 years he's been with us and doing this. He was literally the glue that kept this thing together, and he was the buffer. He was stuck in the middle, and he got it from every side possible. When we were all too busy to do anything, we went to Jay, and he literally stood up and he literally made this happen. It was an incredible community effort. But Jay, I wanted to make sure that you were there. And now I'd like to introduce Randy Hunt. He is going to be doing a toast for us.
All right. I get to be the guy to allow you to drink what you're holding for the last 25 minutes. As Jay is talking, I was standing over there calling to delay 2 more meetings that I have after this, but that's fine. You know, Jay's been the guy, and my voice is a little rough, I'm sorry about that, but I was in the State House yesterday and the marijuana was wafting through the chamber, and so we're all a little bit hoarse today. So we do the best we can under those circumstances. Jay, fantastic job at the lead, and everybody else who had anything to do with this, whether it be financing or putting money into it or volunteering or getting your hands dirty and all dealing with the permits, all of those things, you all deserve credit for such a great building that is now here, that'll be here for many, many years for people to stop by. And it's, I have to say, it's a slight improvement on the what was once called by a person the shack at the dump.
I remember that.
I remember that too. I don't think he's here, but he would remember that too. So congratulations. And let's raise our glasses in appreciation of all the work that's done and future success of the Sandwich Chamber Visitor Center. I forgot one thing. We do have a citation from the House of Representatives, and I should note that Senator Vinnie DiMacedo's legislative aide for Cape Cod is here, Lance Lambros, standing in the back. Who has signed this along with me and the Speaker of the House, Robert DeLeo. And it says, "Be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers its sincerest congratulations to the Sandwich Chamber of Commerce in recognition of the grand opening of the Chamber's new Welcome Center. The entire membership extends its very best wishes and expresses the hope for future good fortune and continued success in all endeavors, given this 22nd day of June 2017, and signed by all of those people."
Where are